Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
Hey there, welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast. I am absolutely honored. My name is Scott McKenzie, and you're joining the number one industrial-related podcast in the universe that celebrates you. This platform, the Industrial Talk platform, is all about you, the industrial professionals, the companies that get it done. You are bold, you're brave, you're daring greatly each and every day. You innovate. Boy, do you innovate. You're changing the world, and you're changing lives, and that's why we celebrate you on this particular podcast. Thank you for what you're doing. Now, we continue our series on Heroes of Manufacturing, highlighting this incredible hero. She is amazing. She is wonderful. She is a powerhouse of purpose and passion, and her name is Jodi Berg, President and CEO of Vitamix. Oh, man, I'm telling you, she's bringing the passion on this particular interview. Let's get going. I'm telling you, you better check your pulse, because after this conversation, if you're not on fire, ready to just conquer the world, you got to look internally into your heart, because, man, I'm telling you, Jodi's fantastic. And once again, we're highlighting these wonderful people. This Heroes of Manufacturing movement is big, and you've got to participate. So you're saying, Scott, how do I participate? Heroesofmanufacturing.com. Get involved. Nominate people. Do what we need to do, because these are the unsung heroes. These are the people that we just don't see. But you know what they do? They continue to make our lives better. They continue to innovate. Now, you know I've been harping, and I mean harping, on these components: collaboration, innovation, education with speed. Now, every one of these Heroes of Manufacturing conversation just evolves. It revolves around the necessity to collaborate. They do. They're not alone. They collaborate internally with their professional team and externally with their peers. They innovate, not just from a technology point of view, not just from a people point of view, every aspect of their business. And they've done this with a sense of speed. They do this fast. It's like many of them just said, okay, yesterday was fine. Today is a swift kick in the jaw. Now we've got to sort of adapt, move. I'm telling you right now, you will be inspired. Heroes of Manufacturing. Once again, go out to heroesofmanufacturing.com. Get involved. And then you're saying, "Oh, Scott, hey, how?" Well, you can also go to industrialtalk.com. You will be talking to me and nominate these individuals. Okay, enough of that. Once again, get out there, get involved. You got to do that. Jodi Berg, that's Jodiberg. Vitamix is the company. She's the president and CEO, and I'm telling you, she, every day, and I mean every day, lives a life of purpose, tremendous passion, focus, energy. She has such a big heart, not just for the company, but for the people. Oh, I'm telling you, I am all starstruck with this superstar. I'm telling you right now. So anyway, you got to reach out to her. But enough about me. Enjoy this conversation with Jodi Berg, President and CEO of Vitamix. Jodi, welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast. I am so excited. I mean, I really am excited that you said yes to Heroes of Manufacturing and getting on this doggone podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm excited. Okay. Our pre-conversation listeners have been just wonderful. Short of wonderful. It was wonderful. Yeah, it was. So for the listeners out there, give us a little background, a little 411 on who Jodi is, because I've looked out at your LinkedIn stat card, and it's pretty doggone impressive. So give us a little background.
All right, who is Jodi Berg? So I am with a company called Vitamix. I'm currently the president and CEO, and Vitamix is a almost 100-year-old company. We say 100 years young, celebrating our anniversary next year, and it's just amazing to be able to still be privately held with a family that gives us the opportunity to look at something significantly bigger than just the bottom line, like the quarterly reports that would go out with a publicly traded company. So that's who I am. I'm me, and I am just loving the opportunity to really release as many people as possible to help them understand their purpose and their superpowers.
God,
and my role gives me a chance to do that every day.
I'm all
And I hope-
tingly. I like it. And if you're looking out on the video right now, and if you can hear stuff in the background, she's on now. Can I say shop floor, manufacturing
Yeah.
floor? Whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can say that, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's where she is broadcasting from. People are walking, people are working, people are making things happen. That's what manufacturing is all about. Really enjoy it. Now, as we begin this Heroes of Manufacturing, because we want to celebrate the unsung hero. It's just an important component of what we're doing and how to get this economy back up and running. And at the base, is of course the wonderful people of manufacturing. Now, you as Vitamix,
Yes.
have you had to sort of shift a little things going on with all the changes that have been taking place?
Oh, I think everybody has, but our story. So the Vitamix is an incredible tool to make healthy, whole food delicious and easy to make, right? So our product has actually become so much more essential when people are finally realizing, oh my gosh, it's my immune system that's going to protect me against things like a virus or things that I could, illnesses, right? So all of a sudden the demand became really big, and our biggest channels of distribution are the amazing retailers out there that our customers love to shop at, and they closed. So we had to do a couple of things, right? All of a sudden people wanted our product, and where they'd normally get them, they just really weren't available. So the first thing, safety of our employees, it's hands down paramount. I mean, there's no question, right? And I don't just mean the physical safety of working in our facilities. The first thing we did when Governor DeWine said we're closing everything down on Monday is we sent out an announcement to all the employees and said, the next week, just go home. You're going to get paid. Full pay, go home, take care of your family. What does life look like at home? Because this just wasn't affecting our employees at work. This was affecting people had kids that are coming home from college, and people had other relatives that are moving in, and now they have to work from home. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff
The ripple
going
effect
on.
was just crazy.
Right.
What's the ripple?
How do I feed people? What food do I have? What supplies do I need? Like it was. So we said, you know what? Just take a
Toilet
week.
paper.
Go figure that out. While most people were at home working, we offered to our employees and said, does anyone want to volunteer? You're going to get paid either way, volunteering to come in and help us transform our facility or staying home. And the number of people that raised their hand and said, we'll come in, I'll come in, let me help. And this core group of employees came in and just literally transformed our facilities in a week to turn them into our goal of a zero germ transfer environment. So within just a matter of days, we had barriers in place where people used to work right next to each other. Now there's no way a germ can transfer, and got access to the to whatever we needed to make sure we could create that environment. So that's the very first thing we did. Then word spread that all of our amazing, we call them raving fans, because the people that are so passionate about Vitamix and using it to eat healthy, well, they started telling everybody, you need a Vitamix because you need to build up your immune system. Like it's all about our body's defenses. That's our front line. And so word spread, and we needed to quickly ramp up our e-commerce to assure that people who wanted a Vitamix could get their hands on one. And then our purpose, truly, our purpose is to liberate and nourish the zest of life, which means we're trying to break people out of traditional ways of thinking about food. Like oftentimes, I don't know how many people you say, would you drink a green smoothie? And if they haven't had one, their face usually goes, really? No way, man. That's like, yuck. Greens, ugh. Greens bad, right? But we know how to make them delicious so people can have the healthy food that they need. But people need more than just a product to do that. They need somebody sometimes to hold their hand or to walk them through it, or to coach and give them some encouragement, right? So we have our customer engagement center, which is, if you have a concern, certainly call. But we have a lot of people that call and say, I just need some more help. What resources are out there for me to be successful in my journey? And all of those people were located in offices right here in Northeast Ohio. So overnight, that team said, we can't miss a call. Our customers need us. They managed to take the entire office, move everybody into their homes. IT was involved, so all of our customer data is protected, but they didn't miss a beat. Like the customers never would have known that all these people just picked themselves up and figured out how to work from home, like practically overnight. And so we're still, in fact, call volumes continue to go up. We're hiring
Amazing.
more people. We just brought on in our production facility, I think 2 weeks ago, over 30 new people.
Wow.
And we have to do it in a way that we can keep everybody safe.
See,
so yeah, a lot of change.
I'm telling you, but you did it in such a, there's a sense of urgency. Of course, you had to have a sense of urgency, but you had to have that urgency backed up by a sort of a methodical approach to respond to the change in the market, because one day everything was just fine and humming along, and then the next day somebody came in and globally flipped a switch and just said, but that's it, now shut down, you guys got to, and no direction, no guidance, nothing. You had to figure it out yourself. And that's really wonderful that you had that team, the volunteers come in and say, okay, we don't want to have a germ transfer. And even that, germ transfer environment. That's the first time I've ever spoken about germ transfer. And not
really, that was the goal. Zero. In fact, you talk about methodical. There's really nothing methodical when somebody blows up your entire world, right? And says nothing that you thought could work before was going to work again. So our method was, okay, we have over 900 people that work for Vitamix. That gives us 900 sets of eyes, 900 minds, 900 perspectives.
Yes.
And we said, bring it on. Give us the ideas. What are you hearing? What are you thinking? We had the core group come in that first week. And then the next week when we ramped up, we went about 50%. And then we had meetings at the beginning of the day, meetings in the middle of the day, meetings at the end, and said, what are we doing? What can we change? What other ideas do you have? So the reason it happened so fast is because we didn't have somebody saying, do this, do that. But we said, what do you need us to do? Because this is your workspace. And one of the things that I'm fascinated about this whole COVID is it's not just the physical protection. The emotional impact, the psychological impact that it has had on people is, I don't even think we even truly understand yet.
We don't.
But in the very beginning, we knew that everyone that works for Vitamix is, we're human, right? And we have fears and we have concerns. And one of the things that our employees said, that the group team that came in and set up our facility, they said, you know what, when people start to come back, they're going to be at all different places in regards to their comfort zone. Yeah. What if we just reach out to them? So the employees reached out to the employees and said, guys, this is what we've done. This is what we put in place. We feel safe working here. We want you to feel safe working here too. Come back to work, and then let's keep talking about what else we can do. And within a very short period of time, the ideas kept coming, and now, it's different, right? We have barriers. People are wearing masks. They're wearing gloves. They're cleaning their hands every couple of minutes. We have break times are completely different. But the buzz and the joy and the fun and the energy in this place is right back to where it was before. It's amazing. People are so, okay, now it's different, but we're resourceful. We came together. We're making it happen. And I just wish I could try to kind of capture all this energy and just send it through to you so you could just kind of feel it.
I feel it. I do. I'm all tingly everywhere. That is fantastic. That's an incredible story. And it really is, because you're absolutely right. There's manufacturing, it's the spinning things and all of that good stuff. But really, manufacturing is people. And what you just told us is just exactly what it's about, and how they adapted, and how, it's sort of an interesting, in a weird way. COVID as a whole was this spin kick to the head right off the bat. It's like, bam! And then all of a sudden, We've got to change. But then that's where the human element. And so for me, this whole silver lining outside of the pain, outside of the frustration, and all of that stuff, real, don't get me wrong, is how people have adapted, how the women and men in Vitamix adapted and volunteered and put their best foot forward. That to me is fantastic. Yeah. That to me is just a phenomenal story.
And you can see it in the background, right? There's people. Yeah. We have minimal automation. And the reason we have minimal automation is because every one of our Vitamix machines is being touched by people as it goes down the line. In order to, then I can be really flexible and I can have this unit go down the line now, and 2 minutes later I can have a different unit being manufactured. So if I was automating everything, then you would have to get the machines that my machinery was automated to build. Now you get to get the machines that you want because I have people that are flexible. So we have people touching every one of those machines. We had to make sure that they were able to feel safe that whatever they were touching was zero germ transfer as well. And that's where their creativity came in. Why? Because they're on the front lines. Like, this is what they do every day. Yeah. What do you need? What do you need in order to make sure that you aren't getting any germs, and that by the time this machine goes in a box, there's no germs on it? So whoever's receiving it is germ-free. It wasn't just about us, but it's about the customer. It's about the whole ecosystem.
It's everything. And it's just amazing because for me personally, I sort of drilled it down. And we're going to talk about purpose because I'm passionate about purpose. But I drilled it down into this essence of collaboration. You don't have all the answers. You need everybody to focus in on that problem, that challenge, that opportunity. So collaborate. You don't have it. And that's internal as well as external. And then you need to innovate. And that's not just with technology. That's with people and how you can innovate differently with them. And then, of course, education. You just got to keep educating. Now, how do you see Vitamix moving forward in light of all of the changes that you have implemented? How do you see it moving forward? Is it better, or what do you see?
So, I mean, you can look around and say that our how we manufacture and assemble our units has changed due to spacing and social distancing and barriers and all that stuff. That's a physical change and maybe relatively easy to see. But I think one of the biggest changes is we have a really strong culture to begin with, a culture with one of our key values being family standing for caring, belonging, and mutual respect. And it was a core foundational value that we had. But when we went through this whole thing together as a family, and we truly were employees reaching out to employees, the caring, the belonging, the doing it in a respectful way of reaching out and holding up, it was it elevated just the sense of belonging and caring just within the organization. And I mean, I loved all of my employees before, but I have to tell you, I am just every day more humbled and honored to just have the opportunity to work alongside of them and see these incredible examples. It's just...
I absolutely love that. That is exactly the essence of manufacturing. What you have articulated is manufacturing, and it's a family. I don't care where you're at. I don't care what you manufacture. There is a close-knit camaraderie that exists. That and it comes over time, but it's also about leadership too as well.
And we work close together. Look here, and when we talked about doing this this podcast, thank you for this amazing opportunity. There was no other place that I would want to do it except right here in our facility. And right now I'm in one of the supervisors' offices, and they're never in the office because they're out there with all of the employees. They only have to do some paperwork now and again. As soon as I leave this facility, I got my mask. Like, I'll wear my mask because I'll be within spaces of people. But there was no other place to do this except with the very people that make the products that people around the world are falling in love with. Like, it's built into that machine. It's put in the box.
Yeah, I like it. Man, I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this conversation. You are an absolute rock star there, Jodi. The people also at Vitamix, rock stars. You're a rock band.
Total.
How about that? You're a rock band.
They are rock stars. I'm going to tell them that as soon as I get off the call.
You guys are rock stars. Tell us a little bit, and I want to sort of shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
You're passionate about purpose. Give us a little background on why.
Why I'm passionate about purpose?
Yep.
So when I was in my 30s, I had an illness that almost took my life. And
2 years ago? 2 years ago.
Yeah,
when you were
you know, give or take.
Yeah.
6 months. So as I was laying there hearing the doctor tell my mom that they weren't sure whether they were going to be able to save me, a lot goes through your mind, right? And what I was thinking is, well, but wait, I'm only 30. I've been spending my whole life learning and wanting to look forward to when I was actually going to make a difference. And I realized at that moment that time could end any second. So as I lay there, I said, you know what, I'm going to live every day going forward with a purpose. Like it's now. Now's the time. So the second I was, a spoiler alert, I made it. And when I
2 years ago, 2 years ago,
when I got back on my feet, I've decided every single day to make a difference. And I thought, well, how could I do that? And I also I knew that when I was doing things that I happened to be really good at, they were making a difference to other people. I could have a win-win. I could what I now call my superpowers. I could live with my superpowers and change the world at the same time. And it gave me so much energy. It was very almost selfish in the beginning because I wanted to make a difference. And when I did it, I realized I had energy. And at the end of the day, no matter what I was doing, if I was living with purpose, I had more energy. So I decided if that works for me, what if I could lead an entire organization and give every single person in my company that was willing to gift me with their time and passion and energy, if I could allow them to understand their purpose and live with purpose, and I could have all of these people making the difference in the world that they wanted to make, would that change things? And I thought it's worth a shot. And so that's what I did. But the biggest output of that, I mean, yes, I've got people that if you come to Vitamix, you get to identify your purpose and live with purpose. But I feel like I'm rewarded so much every day in conversations when I talk to people about what are they doing and what is your job here at Vitamix allow you to do. I just can't even explain it. It's amazing.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just. Are you taking applications? Because I want to come and work for Vitamix. Me right now. I'll open up a shop here in Louisiana. Just because I can. Why not?
But you're already living with purpose, and you're already helping so many other people do it. You found your calling.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm ready. But I like every day make a difference. I like that in a big way. Big time. We need to hear that message more often. Now, as we wind down, Jodi, give us a little sort of, who do you want to thank out there? Outside of the fact that you got a rock band out there.
I have a whole bunch of rock stars behind me and all around the world, actually. We have Vitamix employees in multiple countries, and every single one of them is a rock star. So, the ones I really want to thank is, of course, the facility that you're in right now is one of our two facilities that we manufacture the Vitamix machines, the high-performance blenders that go around the world. But we also have distribution centers and sales offices around the world. And the communities that we're in, when all of this went down, the fear and the challenges that we were struggling was real, but everybody else was going through it too. The civil services, the community services, the local communities really came together, and I just want to say thank you. And there's so much people are out there. My sister, she had a major brain injury just last November, and she's like, what can I do? I can make masks. So she's sewing masks as fast as she could possibly sew. Wow. She's not allowed to drive yet because she's not that recovered, but she was making masks. And I mean, everybody just kind of jumped in and said, what can we do? So I want to thank all of those amazing people. I want to thank the wonderful people that work at Vitamix and then come in every day to help make the world a better place. Yeah. And I actually want to thank our suppliers, because there's no way that we could do what we've done and shift to an exploding consumer demand while we're in restaurants all over the world, and they've taken a massive hit, right? So while that entire industry is recovering, that business is significantly down. This other business is significantly up. We couldn't have been flexible without our suppliers saying, what can we do? What do you need? How do we, and just the whole ecosystem kind of came together. And it was amazing to be a part of it. It really was. I mean, there's going to be a lot of maybe sadness that people might have when they look back at COVID, but I really hope that people also look back at it as a transformative time where we finally woke up and stopped looking at ourselves and said, this world is bigger than us, right? We can't control our own destiny without other people. How do we work with other people? Let's get rid of judgment, and let's come together and with this mutual respect to say, let's bring it on, come together and make it happen. So many people.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity to say thank you.
I'm ready to conquer you listeners better be ready to conquer the world right now, because I'm telling you, I'm about to jump out of my seat. And I'm only down here in Louisiana, which I love. Don't get me wrong. But I'm ready to make a difference. All right. Are you active out there on LinkedIn?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I am. I'm not real active, though. I do have a LinkedIn account. And I right now, but reach out to me. I'm starting to get into the whole social media thing.
Yeah, and I think you should, because you have a message to be told in it. And that is a great platform to be able to tell that message. That is me giving you recommendation, because your message needs to be out there. How's that? All right.
That's awesome.
So do it. Make her get out there on LinkedIn and reach out to her, because she's a rock star. The people at Vitamix, rock star. Everybody within the supply chain, rock stars. Love the conversation. Jodi, thank you very, very much for spending time with us.
You're so welcome. Thank you. I just encourage everyone, find your purpose. If you don't know what it is yet, find it. The impact that it'll have on you is tremendous, and then the impact that you're going to have on this world it's unbelievable. If everyone was living with purpose, it would be a totally different place.
When we get offline, I'm going to share you a story about purpose, and I will share it to you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to bore the listeners with it. Okay, listeners, we're going to wrap it up on the other side, because you need to get a hold of Jodi. You need to get a Vitamix big time, because that seems like a really incredible thing for your kitchen and other things. Yep, that's right there. Anyway, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining the Industrial Talk Podcast. We will be right back.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
Oh, you know it. 2 words. Jodi Berg, powerhouse of passion and purpose. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a pulse that's racing and just are inspired by Jodi, you need to start looking internally, because man, oh man, she wants you to be a success. She wants everybody to be a success. And she wants people to live their purpose. And that's her focus. That is all what she's all about. And as a result, man, I'm telling you, you need to reach out to her. LinkedIn, you find Jodi Berg. That's Jodiberg. She wants to get more involved with social, so make her get involved in social. President and CEO, Vitamix is the company, and it's the Northeast Ohio area. What a great honor to be able to interview her. Now, you need to get involved. Heroes of Manufacturing. Go out to heroesofmanufacturing.com. And you click on one of the buttons, and you'll say, yes, Scott, I want to get involved. You talk to me. I'm the Scott, and we will make it happen. You have somebody to nominate? Yep, that's where you go. Everything else will be out at industrialtalk.com. Find her podcast, look at her video, and you can tell, man, this is so much fun. And I'm telling you right now, excellent. All right. Be bold, be brave, dare greatly, change the world. That's what we're all about. Thank you very much for joining. We will be back with another great interview, so stay tuned.